Hey everyone, so today I'm making lamb chops, mashed potatoes, steamed broccoli, and scallops. This is a pack of fresh lamb chops that I bought from Whole Foods. It comes about 4 in a pack. I'm going to go ahead and rinse those off with some warm water. After I rinse them all off really good, I'm going to go ahead and put them in a clean foil pan. I'm going to squeeze the lemon juice onto the lamb chops in the pan. This is how I clean my meats. I usually clean my meats with some lemon juice, and it seems to work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and clean those off really good. I'm going to let them sit in some lemon juice for about 10 minutes to the side while I get the rest of the food prepared. This is some broccoli that I bought from Central Market. They're beautiful and very large. I'm trying to get better with eating my veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and take these apart. I'm going to rinse them off with some water really good, and then I'm going to cut off the stems of them because the stems are very big. They're not that great to eat, honestly. So I'm going to cut off the stems. Right now I'm just removing the leaves, the broccoli leaves. I'm going to cut off the stems, and then I'm going to break the broccoli apart into little broccoli florets. Now that I pretty much have the broccoli broken apart, I'm going to fill it up with some water about halfway. I'm going to put it on my stove on medium and let that boil. Now that my lamb chops are cleaned really good, I'm going to rinse the lemon juice off of them. Make sure that there's no more lemon juice on them so then I can season them. Yay! This is the best part. So first thing we're going to use is some adobo. You're going to want to use about a tablespoon of adobo total, so half and half on each side. Then after the adobo, we're going to use some cayenne pepper salt. This is some homemade cayenne pepper salt from my favorite company. That's going to give it a little bit more of a smoky taste to it. Then we're going to use some garlic powder. Honestly, you can never really go wrong with garlic. I love garlic. If I could eat it, I would eat it. We're going to use some kosher sea salt, coarse. It's very thick grains. You can literally see it when you're putting it onto your meats. Then we're going to use some fresh ground black pepper. After that, I'm going to go ahead and press the seasonings in to that one side of the lamb chops. Really good. That way the seasoning sticks. I'm going to flip them over, and then I'm going to repeat all the same seasonings on the other side of the lamb chop. Then I'm going to press those down as well. Now that that's done, I'm going to use a can of Dole pineapple chunks. It's very important that they're in 100% pineapple juice. The citrus in the pineapples help break down the fat in the lamb chops, and they also help give it a really nice juicy flavor. I love using pineapples with my lamb chops. It doesn't taste sweet. People have the misconception that they taste very sweet. The pineapples really help get rid of the lamb choppy flavor faster. Then I'm going to use a lot of the Lawry's teriyaki marinade. The marinade gets really good into the lamb chops, and it also gives it a really, really nice glazed finish when they're searing and being pan fried. I'm going to go ahead and put some foil over this pan of the lamb chops and let them marinate in the fridge for about 10 minutes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes ready for my mashed potatoes. I'm going to rinse off my red potatoes really, really good. These are literally the lumpiest red potatoes ever. After I have a couple of them rinsed off, I'm going to go ahead and skin a little bit, really most of the potatoes, because I am, making mashed potatoes, not potato skins. So you want to try to get off a good amount of the potato skins, so then when it's time to mash them, you're not eating just really gross potato skin. So I like to get off about 80% of the skin. I'm struggling a little bit because these are very lumpy potatoes. Now that I have them skinned pretty well, I'm going to go ahead and chop them into quarters or fourths just to make them a little bit easier for me once they boil down to actually mash. So I usually split the potatoes in half, and then after that put them in quarters. Now that the potatoes are all done, I'm going to go ahead and fill these up with water. I'm going to put them on the stove on high and let those start to boil down because they do take a while. Now I'm going to take my scallops. I'm going to season them in some adobo. Just about 2 tablespoons of adobo. You want to get a good amount on them, but not too much. I'm going to use some salt, some of my coarse sea salt, and then I'm going to use some black pepper. I also have this buttery steakhouse seasoning that I got from Central Market. It's really, really good. It smells like butter. I don't even know how to describe it. I think it has some pistachios It's kind of thick and chunky, the seasoning, but it smells amazing. I like to use it on my seafood. I think people use it for their meats. I'm really not sure. So you want to get a good amount on your scallops, and then you're going to go ahead and toss those and put those to the side. Now I have a nice clean cast iron skillet. I've already put a couple cloves of garlic in there. This is my Land O'Lakes butter. I'm going to take about 2 half sticks of unsalted butter. I've already turned this pan on high. I'm going to put those 2 sticks of butter in and let those melt down with the garlic. I'm also going to add some salt and some pepper to the pan, so that way the butter, garlic, salt, and pepper can marinate really, really good, and then I can add the meat. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, while that's melting, I'm just going to go ahead and check on my potatoes, see how those are doing. The broccoli is done. The broccoli, doesn't take that long. So I have the broccoli melting with a stick of butter. And oh my God, it smells so good. I just really could not help myself. So now that the skillet is super hot, the butter is bubbling, it's basically frying, I'm gonna go ahead and add those lamb chops. Wait till you guys hear this sound. Those lamb chops look so delicious. The marinade really got really good into the skin, and I cannot wait for you guys to see how this goes. So you don't want to worry about the smoke. I have my ceiling fan on, my windows are open. You want to make sure that the pan is on high because you really want to get a really nice pan fry on those lamb chops. The skin and the crisp is very important. So I've let the lamb chops cook for a good amount on the one side. I'm going to flip them over, and oh my God, look at that pan fry. That teriyaki glaze, some people may not think it makes sense in the beginning, but baby, I'm telling you, it gets the perfect crisp on your lamb chops, and it keeps it so juicy. Oh, I'm so hungry. My mouth is watering again. So while that's cooking, I'm going to check on my mashed potatoes. They are all finished boiling out. I'm going to drain the water out of those. I've turned off the eye. I'm going to go ahead and add a half stick of butter to those mashed potatoes and let the butter melt down, and then I'll come back to that once the lamb chops are done. The lamb chops are pretty much done, so I'm going to check them on the other side. OMG, look at that. Double-sided, pan-fried, juicy lamb chops. Come on now. Come on, look at that. Look at that glaze on that. You can't fake it, man. You can't fake it. So I'm going to take those lamb chops out. I've already preheated my oven to 350. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in the pan. I'm going to put one of the pineapples from the marinade on each of the lamb chops. That way when it's in the oven, that pineapple piece will keep the juice and the flavor inside the lamb chops. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. So now while those are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and take my scallops and add those to the pan. I've kept the pan on high. I like my scallops to have a really nice crispiness on the outside and be really juicy on the inside. Trust me, this is the way to do it. Now I'm gonna let those cook. I'm going to now flip them over. Look at these scallops. OMG, I just love scallops. I make the best scallops. Anybody? We could bet on that. I'm gonna go ahead and flip those over and let those cook on the other side. I've already adjusted the temperature on the pan to low. While those are cooking on that side, I'm gonna go ahead and get finished with the mashed potatoes. Now I'm going to take my fork. I'm going to mash the potatoes really good down in there. I accidentally left a little bit of water, but it's okay. The rest of the water will evaporate. I already have that half stick of butter that's pretty much melted down in there. So I'm just going to smash them. I kind of like my homemade mashed potatoes a little bit chunky. Not nothing too crazy, but just a little bite in it. I think it's really good. Now that I'm satisfied with the mashing, I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream. You only want to add a little bit to your mashed potatoes. I mean, it kind of depends on you. I don't like mine overly creamy. Some people like their mashed potatoes really creamy. I'm going to add some more of my coarse sea salt, and then I'm going to add some black pepper, and then I'm going to go ahead and stir all of it and put that to the side to let it evaporate a little bit more and really set in. It's so good. Not to toot my own horn, but I mean, look at these scallops. I mean, look at them. They're literally falling apart. They're so juicy. They're crispy on the outside. I mean, I can't even pick it up with the fork. Look at how crispy and brown it is on the edges. It's so juicy on the inside. Oh my God, I'm telling you. If you don't like any of my other recipes, my scallop recipes, do yourself a favor, please. I mean, look at that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and plate everything. This is the picture and here's the video. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching Cooking with Mona. More videos coming soon. I hope you guys enjoy. Follow me on YouTube at Mona's World for more videos.